So, hello everybody, welcome to my channel. So, today I like to tell you the biggest secret ever about Hungarian people, and not just Hungarian people, but the whole European people and the whole world actually. So, you will be convinced. I will show you the evidences. And so what it has something to do with my things that I have on. The workers on a ship, so everything is blue. So I look like a navy worker. So what has it to do with the Hungarians? So it is a big secret, and I have found out. And I will tell you, I'm a daughter of a ship captain. He died last year, so was very sad. But I found out this, and I want to dedicate this to my dad. Yes, because I loved him and he didn't know it, I think. But okay, I will show you the evidences. Yes, so stay with me, share my video, like it. You will see it's the biggest secret ever somebody found out. And actually it's funny that it is me, the daughter of a captain. So stay with me. Hello, so now I'm continuing. So about the Hungarians. So it is a small country, Hungary, actually in Europe. It used to be much more bigger. But we don't know it has a huge history. So, and the Hungarians call themselves Magyar, yes? The word for Hungary in Hungarian language is Magyar ország. Ország means land. Yeah, Magyar. This is the question, what this is. So, we know our two fathers are HUNOR and MAGOR. So these are the two fathers of the Hungarian, HUNOR and MAGOR. So we know the HUNOR, this were the Huns. So we say to Hungarian it's Hungaria, and the Magors, this is Magyarország actually. So it is Hungaria and Magyarország. But we say Magyarország, but we don't know who is Magur. Who were the Magurs? So we know where the Huns were. These were these people with the horses. So, but who were the Magurs? So now I will tell you. This is a big secret. Even the Hungarians don't know it. They don't know it until now, because I found out and I published it now. So we have to go back to the Sumerian history and the Sumerian writings. We know in the Bible there was Noah with his ark, and everybody survived there, and the animals also, and there was this big flood, this huge deluge, and everybody knows the story. So this story goes back to Sumerian older stories. They also tell the flood story, but more details. In more details. So, and the name of Noah, it wasn't Noah. The Babylonian said he was Siusudra. His name was Siusudra, and the Sumerians said his name was Utnapishtim. So now it comes. This is very interesting. And the mountain where the ship, the ark, landed, it was the mountain Ararat. So now I will explain you. This is the Hungarian crown, and this is the Hungarian flag. So, by the way, so I wanted to show you that the Hungarians say to themselves, we are Magyar. So why do they say this? They doesn't know even themselves, but I know now and I explain you. So it has to do with the flood, where we come from, because Utnapistim, you can understand it in Hungarian like Utnak Pistim, the name of Noah. Yes, in Sumerian is Utnapistim, and in Hungarian you can understand it like Utnak Pistim, and this means go on journey my Pishti. So Pishti is the nickname of Istvan, of Stefan, yeah. My grandfather was Pishta Baci, yeah, so I know this. It's true. Pishta is the nickname. So now the story was that Enki was the good god, and he told Utnapishtim he should make a ship, a boat. It's actually an underwater boat, underwater ship for surviving the flood. And Enlil, he was the bad god, and he wanted that every human being dies in this flood, and every other god, so-called god, had to swear that they don't want to tell the humans that the flood is coming. So also Enki had to swear. And he did it, but he had a trick. So he told Utnapishtim from behind a wall, so that Utnapishtim knew what he had to do. He had to build a boat, and then he could survive. So this is the story of Enki. And Enki is the creator. He's the second biggest creator after the big creator. He is the second creator, and he created mankind, so he didn't want us to die. But Enlil didn't create us, so he hated us from the beginning. Enlil, and this is a very interesting story. And now the mountain where they went to after the flood, there was a mountain which looked out of the water. Yes, so my English is not so good, but I try to tell you. The name of this mountain is Ararat. So, and this name of the mountain Ararat, it contains the Hungarian words for flood. It means flood. Yes. So ar mean when you say it the double time in Sumerian, it means all of the flood. So I showed in other videos that Sumerian and Hungarian are connected. It is a related. It's a related language. So, and we say, if we survive something, we say we megúztuk. Yes, we say we swam through it. Yeah, if we survive something that is very, very bad, a bad situation, we say we swim through it. So we know that there was once really a flood and we swam through it. So we say megúztuk az összes árvizet, also this would mean the whole of the flood we swam through, and we landed on the Ararat mountain, which means Ararat, flood. And when we say harbor, we say kitkötő, and this means to bind a rope. So if we land somewhere, we get to somewhere, we say kikötöttünk. And this means to bind a rope, actually. And the harbor means kikötő. So this word contains to get somewhere, the harbor. But it means to bind a rope. So because if you don't bind your ship, the boat, it will, with the flood, with the water, it will swim away, isn't it? So you have to bind it. So this is something interesting in the language. Something more interesting in a language is the word for flood. It also means price. So it means flood water, yes, but it means also the price. So, and the ware, so the warehouse, so the articles, so the products means aru. So this word is contained in the word for the product. So there's a connection between flood and products, because yes, it is important for the plants to have water, and in former times, few thousand years ago, they flooded the earth, the field for the plants, so that they could grow, and then you had the products to eat, and then you went and sold it. So there's a connection between these words, but this is not the interesting part, not the important one. And by the way, if you exchange money, you say arfolyam, which means flood, flow, price flow. Yes, it's the same word. So we use this word until now. But the important word is the word for ship, for the ship of Noah, is magurgur. Yes. So I read this word in Sitchin's book. Magurgur was called this Sumerian underwater ship for surviving the flood. And they also tell about the Magur of the Dingir. Yeah, this is the spaceship of the Dingirs, of this god. And this is the ship of Noah. So you can also ask yourself, was it really a boat, or was it a spaceship, or what was it? So, but it landed on the mountain Ararat. So, and it could swim, so it was a swimming ship. Of course, we don't know if it could also fly. We don't know it, but spaceship, the word for ship, flying ship is the same that is the word for swimming ship. So, and now the Akkadian people, there was a connection between Sumerian and Akkadian. The Akkadian is another language, but they copied the Sumerian word. So they said to this word, magur, they copied it and they called it a makurum. So they put an behind it, and this is also from from the Sumerian. This is a word for to put a more strong explanation for a word. So to say, yes, of course, yes. So it is really, a ship. You would say magur am. So, and they took, I think, this word and put it here. So makurum is the word for ship. And now is a Hungarian word for acorn is mok. So, and if you look to the form of the acorn, and acorn, it has a no water can go in, because it round and round. It is like a how can I call it? I don't know. So it can't go through. Can't go in water. So it is built like it's like a safe. So, and can it be that that's the reason why we say to acorn mark, because it comes from here and this comes from here. And so I show you the evidences, because you won't believe me until I show you. So one evidence is this book. I got it on university when I went and learned this Akkadian language, which I said it's connected to Sumerian, but the Akkadian is a Semitic language, and Sumerian is connected with Hungarian. like I told you, and the Akkadian copied words. So I show you, this is the book, and here we have like a dictionary, and here says Magurum, so it is in German, Magurum, and down under it is Makurum. Magur, yes, here you can see it. It means boat, so ship, it means ship, boat. So this is the evidence. Magurum means to say yes to something, and Makurum, you know, it's the ship. So this is one evidence. I'll show you second evidence. I read the book of Zachariah Sitchin, you know him. He wrote about the Anunnaki gods. Yes. So this is a book in German, and he says here on this page, he talks about space flights and so on, and he says here that the Sumerians said to Noah's ark, it was called Magurgur. Yes. So here is this Magur, and Magur was called the name of the father of the Hungarians. Yes. So it is clearly an evidence for it that there's a connection between Hungarian and Sumerian, and even with Noah, with his ark, because his ark name was Magurgur, yeah. From here comes the word Magyar, I think. For Magur, Magyar. Yes, he says it is a boat which can turn around and go under. So it is like a U-boat, underwater ship. Yeah? And if you imagine that this goes further down, so then it really looks like this acorn was what I told to you. This acorn, yes, has a shape of an acorn. And there are no windows. So for what you don't need windows, I think there were no windows. And so this is the second evidence. Magurgur, yeah, this was the name of Noah's ark of Utnapishtim. So there's more evidence. There's a book, it's called ENKI from Dr. Hermann Burgard. This is the first part of this book. Very interesting. He describes that there were more kinds of spaceships, yeah, and he describes in detail everything. This ancient Joanna, she was daughter of Sargon. Yes, her mother was Sumerian, her father was this Akkadian Sargon. So she spoke both languages perfectly. So she could write in this so-called temple hymns everything down without that the people were noticing what they are writing, because she wrote it down, let it write down with a code. So, and he decoded it. This man, Burkhardt, is a German. So now there's again a dictionary in the end, and it says the Dingir Magur, yeah, this is the ship of the Dingir gods, which could take off, which could fly upwards, yeah. So this is, and the second part of the book of this ancient Joanna. So This is the temple hymns from 20 to 42, the second part. Maybe this is how she looked like. Here is again, in the end, it's like a dictionary. Here's the word Magor. This is in the temple hymn 8. It says this word, Magor, and it is the ship that can take off, that can fly. Yes, the flying spaceship, Magor. So this is also an evidence. So it's now we can see there's a clearly evidence that the Hungarian who has a father Magor were the people with the ships, yeah, the ones with the ships. So with Noah's ark, with Noah's ships, these were the people with the ships. And we say now in Hungarian for ship hajó, hajósok. We don't know that Magyar what this means actually. Yes. Now we know because I told you who was Magur. Yeah, this is the word for ship, and so we can see now. And Magur, they love this playing with the words. So Magur, the word for ship, also contains mag in Hungarian, means seed, yes, and ur means Lord. So it is also the Lord of the seed, because this Ark of Noah, of course, contained all the seeds and animals that they were then put to the earth, yes, and could live there. So it was like a genetical bank. And after the flood, the beginning, yeah. So the German word for ark, so like in English, is Arche, and it contains this word ark or Arche. It contains again the Hungarian word for flood, because ar means flood, yes, and this ke means something which is small, so it's like little something, yes. So we also say this word Parkov, the park. In German gives there's a word for something old house. It's a baracke. So I think maybe there's a connection, but this doesn't have to be, because I think this ship was did his journey further on. So this ship went along. It did go further and further. So the second interesting thing is the German word for flood, the deluge, is Sintflut. Yes, we know flood is the flood, but what does this mean? Sint. This doesn't mean anything. So in English, sin means, when you're doing something wrong, it's a sin. But in German, it doesn't mean this. This would be the word Sünde. So it doesn't mean anything. But in Hungarian, Sint means a level. So if you imagine the flood was water until a special level, and then it went down, 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 down. Level after level, it went down, 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 down. So maybe this is why they call it Sintflut, but they use a Hungarian word for it. And they don't know why they use this. So these are the evidences I hope you liked it. And now there's a second part of it.